All right.
Welcome back. You know what time it is. Fan in the Van podcast time.
Memorial Day, beautiful day.
Oh, yeah.
That's
sun is somewhat shining.
No, that's
the clouds are somewhat parting.
Hey, you guys
and somewhere, the Celtics fans are crying. Because you're down 3-1, and a 21-year-old gets arrested last night. You, sir, are a jackass.
And the Yankees are down 2-0. Tampa Bay.
It's like 3-4 now, but...
What? So why just look that fucking
who knows? Yeah, so obviously the NBA playoffs. All these games are minus the Bucks Heat and the 76ers Wizards. Every other game has been intriguing. Knicks Hawks, even though the Knicks are down 3-1.
Yeah, I know.
And it's funny because somebody actually said, why don't they start Frank Ntilikina to guard Trae Young? And you know what?
That makes them
It'll work.
I know.
It'll work.
Honestly, nobody can because he drives the lane. Those little floaters going every fucking time.
Well, because they're afraid to stop him because every time he does drive the lane, he whines for a foul. They give it to him.
They're blind. I know.
So, hence and therefore, why even bother trying to friggin' drive? Listen, the officiating's horrible. These guys whine and complain. Like yesterday in the Suns game. Jay Crowder stops LeBron James from driving the hole. He puts his little hand on his shoulders like that. LeBron for 10 minutes is whining and crying. Listen, dude, shut up. Just
play
shut
the
up.
Fucking game, bro.
Just stop whining and crying about about foul calls.
Hurt.
And then Anthony Davis with a groin injury. Well, they already said he's out Game 5.
All right, so
and
LeBron doing shit with that team.
Let me tell you right now, Phoenix will win that game. Okay, and Chris Paul is pretty much fully recovered from the little shoulder sprain he had in like game 1 or 2, whatever game it was. So he's going to go off. Booker's going to go off. And I hate to say it, Phoenix better get it done in game 5 and 6 because if this goes to game 7,
LeBron's going to show up.
LeBron will, as much as I dump on him for everybody saying he's the GOAT, saying he's better than Jordan, which he never will be.
Nope.
But in a game 7, LeBron, he flips this switch that only certain people can flip on. And just dominate like Tom Brady does in the NFL, and like what Wayne Gretzky did for years in the NHL with Mario Lemieux, and like what Derek Jeter did for the Yankees for years. And you don't want to go up against LeBron in Game 7 because you'll have Anthony Davis back by then.
Oh yeah.
Because if he's out for Game 5, and let's say the Lakers win Game 5, well let's say they lose. Then they win Game 6 and it goes to Game 7. You don't think Anthony Davis is going to play in that game in some capacity?
He'll play, but maybe not.
And them signing Andre Drummond was I'm sorry, that does not help him at all. Andre Drummond, to me, just looks lost out there. He looks completely lost. The guy literally is wearing like a Lakers like 3-piece suit. He's got like the white little sleeves on under the jersey. It's almost like he's wearing an NBA hazmat jersey, like as if there's no skin-to-skin contact at all.
What the fuck?
I'm like, bro, really? Like what are you doing wearing that shit? But... we talked about it in the audio portion of the podcast earlier, so I'm gonna discuss this again. And this is where, if you have kids and you watch, you either A, let them listen, or B, earmuff it, or C, just take them out of the room, because this is gonna get as real and as brutal and as honest. And I'm gonna use some words that aren't PC, because you know what? Because I'm not a PC type guy. I'm sorry. I'm not. I never will be. So these fans that want to throw bottles, you want to throw popcorn, you want to spit especially.
During COVID.
You guys are the dumbest fans on God's green earth, and your mother should have swallowed you, or your father should have shot you down the toilet.
Or he should have pushed you back in.
Either which way. Well.
That's probably a joke, though.
Or, regardless. No, you fans are gonna ruin it for the rest of us.
Exactly. Bro.
Listen, I'm all for banter. I'm all for debates during the game.
Yeah,
you're rooting for your team and somebody else wants to, blah blah. Your team sucks. Okay, that's fine. But when it starts getting physical, like there was a Padres Dodger game.
Oh yeah.
And the one guy goes up to him and knocks him out. Listen, there's no need for that. And what these sports aren't telling you. Because it'll hurt their revenue, because it's one of their biggest generators.
Is the alcohol.
Is the amount of alcohol that's served throughout these games, and the amount of times people get up and go and buy alcohol throughout the game. Like in baseball, after the bottom of the 6th, going into the 7th it's pretty much your cutoff.
Yeah.
NBA, I don't know what the policy is on it. NHL, I don't know. And NFL, I think it's cut off by like the 4th quarter. I think.
The beginning
of the 4th quarter. All right, so.
But before that, though, it's the pregame, man. It starts.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody.
They already have it before they even in the fucking stadium.
Listen, I'm a hardcore sports fan. All right. I've enjoyed my fair share of tailgates, whether it's baseball, whether it's football, hockey, basketball, whatever it is. And not once in all my years of going to games have I ever been thrown out of an arena. Not once.
Or even argued with. Actually, I have argued with somebody, but I never.
I've gotten into arguments with people, like 1 year, me and a couple of friends went to. This is when Shea Stadium was still Shea Stadium.
Okay.
And it was Mets Yankees, and this Met fan, but belligerent as all can be, and he's freaking chirping, and then he's up in my face, and I'm like, listen, dude, you know what? What was a debate you want to make physical now? You obviously, and listen, I ain't gonna fight you once you can't stand straight, because it's just an unfair advantage to me. Should I have taken advantage of it? Yeah, I should have taken advantage of it and whooped his ass, but. I'm not gonna. But you know what? I'm not gonna do that, because then here's what happens. I got to go to the little Met jail down there, and then I got to call my dad, which is the biggest mistake to do, because I've already learned this lesson. If I ever get arrested, I'm not to call that man, because he will tell me, and this is out of his mouth, if you were dumb enough to get in there, you're smart enough to get yourself out. That is one person never to call. I will never call him ever again to get me out. Never, ever, ever again, because he won't come and do it. I don't blame him. Because, you know what he says is true. And that's for a lot of these fans that want to do the dumb shit that they do. You want to throw bottles at Kyrie. You want to throw popcorn at Russell Westbrook.
You want to spit on Trae Young.
And the inevitable is going to happen. The inevitable is going to happen. You're going to have a reenactment and a recreation of Ron Artest and the Malice in the Palace. You're going to have it. It's going to happen. And whether it happens this year or next year, all I know is this: if Adam Silver doesn't do something about it now, if they don't restrict certain things now, like as far as people being allowed to sit along the out of bounds line,
that's a bitch close. Yeah, you're right. That,
I'm sorry, needs to be moved up 10 feet. There's no reason why you should be there. There's no reason why the camera people should be where they are. And I'm sorry, anywhere between where the court ends, your out of bounds line begins, there should be at least 5 to 10 feet where it's nothing. Mm-hmm. This will prevent certain things. I'm not gonna say it's gonna prevent people from throwing things, but like the way these guys are throwing shit at people, it reminds me of like when the NWO formed, and Hulk Hogan came out as the third guy in the NWO, and they're throwing soda cans and beer bottles and fruit and like just throwing half-eaten pretzels and probably their mother's bras and panties or whatever else, right? There's no need for it, and now that you're so stupid because you don't think that these other fans. Okay, so the kid last night, right, in the Boston game, he got ratted out by the people in his own section. There's no loyalty. There's no code. There's no oath. There's no nothing. If I had seen it and they asked me, did I see anything? I'm not getting involved. I didn't see shit. I'm walking away. Don't ask me. I don't know nothing. See nothing. Hear no evil. See no evil.
The Fifth Amendment, and I exercise that shit whenever I can.
But you fans have to understand this. You pay good money to come see your team play, win or lose. Mm-hmm. Okay? You sit at home and watch your team play, win or lose. You want to throw bottles, throw them at home. Throw them at your fucking kid. All right? Throw them at your kid. Pretend your kid's Kyrie and throw a friggin' bottle at your kid. I'm not saying you should, but if you're gonna, plastic is the way to go.
Yeah.
All right? You don't want CPS at your house and...
empty.
We know where that goes.
Bottle.
All right? But some of you fans really take this to a level that you think you're entitled. And listen, and Kyrie and KD and a lot of other players throughout the league have said it. Listen, they understand that for a year and a half we couldn't go to a sporting event. We were in essence locked out from it. Okay?
But this ain't the way to come back to it.
But this is what happens when you get rewarded with something good. You find ways to screw it up. And
I blame that shit on the alcohol. I'm sorry,
and alcohol is the key factor into it.
Definitely is.
And just utter stupidity.
And the kid was what, 21 you said?
Yeah.
He 21 just turned 21, so he's probably drunk.
21 years old, and you'll never be able to go see your Celtics play at TD Garden again. And you want to know what's funny? Is that you'll probably never be able to go to see anybody in any arena because they'll probably ban you from every arena. Because if you did it in one, what makes you think you're not going to do it in another?
Exactly.
Now is he banned from, and it's not just from Celtic games, he's banned from TD Bank Arena, What does that tell you?
TD Bank.
He can't go see the Bruins play if he wanted to.
Shit, you're right.
Guess what? The guy who got banned from Madison Square Garden, guess what, bitch? You can't see the Knicks or the Rangers. And you can't even go see Billy Joel perform. Who wouldn't want to see Billy Joel perform? The guy is a Long Island native legend.
I wouldn't go.
I would go see Billy Joel. I love Billy Joel. There ain't nothing like Billy Joel. All right? He's the piano man. All right? He's moving out. All right? Listen, he didn't start the fire, just to let you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I can make a whole podcast about just the playlist and just reference it in and any which, good night, Saigon.
Now, what's funny, though, is that, like, if Russell Westbrook wasn't held back, yo, he would have climbed up that
Westbrook
thing and dragged his ass down and beat the brakes off him, bro.
Westbrook would have. I'm telling you, and that's the guy who's gonna. I'm telling you,
he's not somebody to fuck with.
And it's gonna be Russell Westbrook who recreates the Malice in the Palace
because he like.
And you want to know what's going to be funny is that the NBA will come down on him as hard as they possibly can, and rightfully so. Yeah. Because you shouldn't go and attack a fan. But what recourse is there when you're being attacked? I get that because you're employed by the NBA and you're employed by the Washington Wizards or whatever team you play for, I understand you have to be held to the standard. Okay, that's all well and good, but I'm sorry, if you're throwing popcorn at me and a water bottle at me and you're doing whatever, and now spitting, yeah, that part. I'm sorry.
Bro.
This is where I give, as much as I can't stand Trae Young, I do have to give him credit for this. If you don't think he didn't feel that guy spit on him, and now that the guy spit over a young lady who was sitting there, and see it in the video, she's like flinching back, like as if spit particle hit her too, which it probably did. How did Trae Young? If I was Trae Young, I would have turned around, I would have beamed the guy in the face with the ball.
I would have calmly walked my ass up there, walked over to him, ding.
Yeah, but again, if Trae Young did that, he would have been indefinitely suspended by the NBA, fined heavily. That guy probably would have sued him. He probably would have got something out of it because the NBA ain't going to want to go to trial. So it's just I think as the years have gone on, the people have gotten stupider and it's to such an element now. It's like, what recourse? Well, that's the thing. They feel this self-entitlement, and it's not just in sports. It's just in general. People feel this self-entitlement, and you really got to look in the mirror and realize you ain't entitled to shit. Okay, like you think because you spent $400 or $500 to go to a basketball game, that gives you the right to throw bottles at Kyrie. And regardless of how Kyrie left Boston, went to Brooklyn, whatever it is, right? Doesn't matter. Okay. Bottom line is this. The guy went where he was going to get paid the most. You want to hate on him for that? That's fine. But do it in a clean, fashionable way. Like in Utah. The Utah Jazz fans, a whole bunch of them was sitting, but John Morant's dad was sitting in the crowd with a lot of Jazz fans. Okay. Some of them were hitting him with the hard ER, and listen, it's not warranted. It's not needed.
It's not.
Okay.
Not necessary. Why?
Okay. It's John Morant's dad. If you want to sit there and say the Grizzlies suck, that's fine. You want to banter with them, that's fine. But when you start getting racist and ignorant, there's got to be... And those three guys are banned too at the moment. So guess what? Anything that happens to that arena, how are you going to be allowed to go to it?
Sucks to be you guys. You guys don't waste your money that day. Now you can't go back to watch the teams.
You literally took, let's say you spent anywhere between $75 to $400 or $500 on tickets to go to any of these games where these incidents have occurred, right? You now took in $400.
Threw it away.
You increased it to say $10,000 because lawyer fees. Let's say you had to get bailed out because this isn't your first offense, so you had to get bailed out. Now you got to pay lawyer fees. Now you have to do that. But by the time it's all said and done, look at yourself in the mirror. Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it for you 10 to 15 seconds of fame on ESPN to look like a jerk off?
Yep. Now you gotta watch the games from your couch.
To me, no. And that's why, for the most part, I don't go to a game. That's why I don't, because it's just it's just to a point where it's like you almost have to go to a game now as a fan, armed to the T.
Shit.
Listen, I ain't the biggest guy on the block. I ain't the toughest guy on the block. But I'll tell you right now, if you want to be a dumb drunk fan and come at me, I'll tell you now. At some point, once you push my final button, I'm sorry, I'm going to Tyson you, and you're going to get knocked the hell out, and I don't care at that point.
Yeah, I'm going to sit right back down.
I don't care. You know what's funny? You could sit there and tell me I'm banned from Yankee Stadium because I knocked somebody out. Okay, fine, I'm banned from Yankee Stadium. You know what? That drive fucking sucks anyway. So I don't even care. You know, and it's funny because anytime that Jay offers me tickets, and it's like, oh, I want to go, but A, I really don't feel like getting the vaccination shots or going to get a friggin' COVID test that day.
Or driving all the way to fucking...
Not only that, then it's like if you or me go, one of us has to drive all the way there. Or if I give Scott the other ticket, then he's got it. No, the drive just sucks. I'm not doing that drive. I'm not doing that drive. And that's why I go to more Met games, to be honest with you, because the drive, well, now and that, when I go with Jay, he drives.
Yeah.
Okay, which, regardless, even if I had to drive, that's like a 40-minute drive.
It's like right there, yeah, I know.
It's literally like right off the expressway, and you're practically there in 10 minutes once you get off. And to go to a Yankee game from here is just, it's a freaking battle.
I'm probably going to go to a couple of those, yeah. I'm definitely going to a Yankee-Boston game.
Yeah, well, just be prepared. You better come with a stun gun, a taser, cattle prod. I could get a cattle prod into freaking Yankee Stadium, trust me.
Shit, man. I can get something.
I'll duct tape it right to the side of my junk.
I'll be alright. Shit.
All I know is this: you go to pat my leg down and get a female security officer to be like, "What's that?" I'll be like,
"You already know."
I'll be like this. I'll hit the button on it. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you felt sparks when you touched it. That's because it's a cattle prod. But yeah, no, the fans are definitely they're getting more rowdy, they're getting more unruly, and I don't blame these players for speaking out. And somebody was telling me the other day, because I was talking about it with somebody who came into my job, and they're like, I don't understand why like these players are being like oversensitive bitches. And it's like, because you're Kyrie, you get paid X million dollars a year. You're Kevin Durant, you get paid this, whatever. That part doesn't matter. It's the fact that they're going out there and applying their craft for you to watch. Exactly. Yeah, is it overpriced? Yeah, you're absolutely right, it's overpriced. Is the food prices overpriced? Yeah. But
y'all still pay for it?
We all pay for it to watch what we like to watch and root for the teams we root for, okay? Whether you're a Browns fan, a Bengals fan, a Celtics fan, a friggin' Orioles fan, an Islander fan, a Ranger fan, whatever sport, it doesn't matter, okay? All I ask is that if you're a fan of a team, go there with some decency and
enjoy the game,
and just enjoy the game for what it is. You never sit like I've been to Long Island Ducks games. Nothing happens there. Nothing happens. People drink the whole game. Nothing happens. Although I don't know why. If you're gonna go to a Ducks game and you're gonna drink, I don't know why you're gonna drive after that. Because what's right there in the next parking lot? The courthouse. And guess what's there when you're leaving? Sheriffs.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not talking Suffolk County PD. I'm talking Suffolk County sheriffs who ain't gonna be afraid to pull that nightstick out on you and beat your ass. I'm just saying they ain't afraid to do it. But
I want to talk about a little bit of Islanders Bruins shit.
Well, that's going to be a tough series. And it's not only tough just for you guys. It's tough for the Bruins, too. Because you pretty much, and I have to say this, at goalie, it's equal.
Yeah.
Because what Tuukka Rask is now, it was then, is what Sorkin is now. And what Sorkin could be is what Tuukka Rask is now, which is one of the NHL's dominant goalies. Mm-hmm. But it's the defensive side of Boston that has the leverage.
I know.
And a little bit on the offensive side, too. You can't rely on Barzal and Josh Bailey to do it all. And if you think they're going to, and if that's what you're relying on,
I'm not relying on
then I'm telling you right now, this series don't go past 4 and Boston sweeps.
We gotta like fuck. We gotta play the way we played the.
But it is getting chirpy. Man. It is getting chirpy. A lot of these games are getting chirpy, and not just in the NHL, the NBA too. It's getting very chirpy, and I think that's what ignites these fans to get unruly because
oh, you mean players going after each other?
Yeah. Especially like and it's funny because what did Alyssa say when we were watching the Islander Bruin game? She goes, what did she say? She goes, why you gotta go to him like that for?
Oh, like that. They allow him fight.
And I'm like, because it's the heat of the moment, and this is what happens.
Yeah, all checking into the boards and shit. It's like, why are they hitting him so hard? Like,
this is what hockey is. But you know what, though? You don't see any of this happen in hockey. What's happening in the NBA right now, you don't hear about it in the NHL.
No.
I haven't heard one incident with a fan in the NHL as of yet.
Nope.
But the series that's going to be really interesting to me, other than Islanders Bruins, because for the Islanders on defense, they gotta
step up.
They literally have to ball. They have to ball up. They gotta find a third nut sack and man up, and they gotta literally destroy. They gotta terminate everything on sight.
I know.
All right? That's what they have to do. They have to literally win these games 5-1, 4-2, 6-3. They have to score more than 2 goals a game. Because winning 1-0 is not going to help you. Not against Boston. You maybe were able to get away with it against the Penguins because for a lot of times the Penguins had opportunities to score. You can thank either a misplaced pass or an inaccurate shot
or a jump puck that goes over the stick. Either.
All right, anything like that. But as NHL moves into the second round, there's only one game that's still in the first round, and that's the Maple Leafs and the Canadiens.
Yeah,
and I'll give the Maple Leafs this series without John Tavares. But after this series, whoever they play next, I think it's going to be Winnipeg. If Winnipeg was able to rush through Edmonton, they're going to do the same thing to Toronto.
But don't sleep on Toronto, though.
And I know I picked Edmonton, and I picked Edmonton to get to the Stanley Cup for a lot of factors. Connor McDavid, the goaltending wasn't bad. I don't know what happened to Edmonton. Edmonton showed up in this NHL playoff series like Julius Randle did for the Knicks in the NBA.
Exactly. I don't know
non-existent.
I don't know what happened to him, man. Oh, God, it's so frustrating. He's been playing, I think, like non-selfish. Like he's not taking. He'll have a wide open shot, wide open lane. He'll pass it off
because he's trying to create plays in the hole to get more foul calls for other players, so they go to the line. But listen, that works for John Morant. John Morant will drive the hole and get the call every time and go to the free throw line. Like, I think it was in game 2, he had like 20 free throw attempts in like one quarter. John Morant's and when I said, and when I said last week, and I said it earlier, how the Grizzlies should trade Morant. Well, they shouldn't, in my opinion, now, because they have this Brooks kid, which is decent. They need a dominant center, and this is where even the Grizzlies should maybe go after an Andre Drummond, not Tristan Thompson, which, by the way, Tristan Thompson,
you suck, bro.
Stop bitching on the court, and you should be more worried about when Chloe takes you to court for more child support, bitch.
Yeah, bro, you're horrible.
Talk about a guy who was dominant in Cleveland. And here's the thing. People say, well, he shouldn't have dated a Kardashian. That's what ruined his career. Well, James Harden was boning Chloe.
Yeah, I know.
And Harden's going to go win an NBA championship this year. Yeah, I'm saying it now. Brooklyn.
No, Brooklyn is gonna they can't, just what I watched yesterday was just fucking, I'm sorry.
To dominate the Celtics the way you did, and granted you could say, okay, Kemba Walker wasn't playing, but Kemba Walker's not the biggest star. Yeah, Jaylen Brown is not the biggest star. It's Jason Tatum, and he can't carry the whole team.
Exactly,
and even though Marcus Smart has improved over the course of the season, so you gotta give Marcus Smart his due. But my issue is it's simply Boston's bench is not as good as it was during the regular season when they traded certain pieces off. Like they traded pieces in that 3-team deal with Chicago and Orlando, and they got Eric Fournier from Orlando, but they took Daniel Tice and traded him to Chicago when they shouldn't have done that.
Why would it?
And not only that, you have a guy in Taco Fall who's like 7 foot a million.
Why is he not on the floor?
And he's not playing. A guy who literally you could shoot a 3 from half court, and he's just like this. Not in my house, bitch.
The Kevin Mutombo.
But either he's not healthy or they just don't want to utilize him. I don't know.
And same way I don't know why Mitch Robinson ain't out there for the Knicks either.
I don't know if he's healthy. I haven't really read up on that. I gotta go and check. But if he's healthy,
just stand there, block shots.
But if he's healthy, even though Noel has been good for you guys all year, and not only that, these unknowns have stepped up, like Emmanuel Quickly and Burks, and getting Derrick Rose at the time you got him was the smart move.
Obi Toppin got to get more play time.
And you could attribute Derrick Rose's rebirth, you could say, to being with Thibodeau again. Because if you look how he played with the Bulls, who was the coach there? Tom Thibodeau. When he went to Minnesota, Thibodeau was the coach. Thibodeau is the coach of the Knicks now, and Derrick Rose is there.
And why do you think he went there?
And for a Knicks team that was projected not to even touch the playoffs, to not only be in the playoffs but to be fourth in the East this year. Okay, and I get Knicks fans you guys want to go further, and I understand it. But if you don't, you have to take this season as, hey, this is a huge accomplishment.
No, it is.
And there's so many positives that outweigh the negatives. And one of the biggest positives is this: you've now made New York City a free agent destination again, just simply by going 41-31. And you can get that key piece now to complement Julius Randle, because let's call it what it is. Everybody's putting it all on Julius to win it all, and you can't. You can't do it. And I think Julius is starting to feel the pressure of it, and that's why he's kind of playing the way he's been playing.
Sense. That makes complete sense. I didn't think about that.
So, Julius has just got to go out there and play Julius's game.
Yeah, the way you play in all regular season, man, you know?
RJ Barrett's got to go out. Listen, this game 5, the Knicks need to play like it's game 7 of the NBA Finals, and that's something that Thibodeau has got to drill into their heads. Like, you got to play every game like it's a game 7.
Yep.
Like, it's elimination time. It's do or die, you know. Who's going to survive?
Do or die, win or cry.
Who's going to survive? Us or them? I think if he drills that into their head and the Knicks go off on this friggin' run that they have built in them to do.
Yeah, I know they do.
They become a dangerous team. And then we get the Eastern Conference Final Championship that we want, Brooklyn versus New York.
Wow,
but if we don't get that, chances are what we're going to probably wind up getting is Brooklyn versus Atlanta. And guess what, Trae Young? If you thought the friggin' cheers, you know, all the friggin' shit talked about you in Manhattan was bad, when you go to Brooklyn, it's going to be far worse.
Yo, they have no chance in Brooklyn, bro.
Okay? Atlanta will stand no chance playing Brooklyn. And I have to say this, you know, when the Knicks won Game 2 and started chanting, "We want Brooklyn," you got to pump your brakes here for a second. You won one game. You won one game, and already you want Brooklyn. Worry about Atlanta, then worry about who you play next, then worry about Brooklyn. Okay? Because Brooklyn's worrying about Brooklyn. Brooklyn's worried about beating Boston, then going to face the overhyped Milwaukee Bucks. Because, I'm sorry, Giannis Antetokounmpo ain't getting you to a championship without 2 other key pieces. I'm sorry, Milwaukee literally screwed this kid so bad. Even though you gave him all the money in the world that you can give him,
how much
what else did you put else around him? If you think Brook Lopez is getting you to a title, no. Chris Middleton, for as good as he is, no.
He's at the end
and if you're telling me that Antetokounmpo, Middleton, and Brook Lopez are a big 3, you are a schmuck. You are a schmuck, because that is not a big 3. If anything, that's a big 1.5. Okay, because of Antetokounmpo and Middleton. Lopez doesn't even factor in.
Nope.
And I'm not saying Brook Lopez isn't a good basketball player. Listen, his best years, though, are behind him. And they were in Brooklyn.
Yep. Well,
they were in Brooklyn.
Yep.
And we all know it. But, and then as far as the Wizards go, I don't even know why they're playing. The minute they start getting blown out, they can start getting blown out in the second quarter, and they just give up. And it goes to show you the Clippers were stupid for ever letting Doc Rivers leave. Because Doc Rivers has got this team playing on a level that nobody else has ever gotten them to play on.
Doc Rivers.
They're in essence emulating what like the 85 76ers were. Or like the early 90 76ers with Barkley. And I'm telling you right now, the Sixers are going to be a dangerous team barring an injury to Embiid or Ben Simmons. Because if you have to rely on Embiid and Tobias Harris to win, no. Ben Simmons is the key factor. People could say no, and I'm telling you, he's that factor because he could pass.
Contracts after this year?
Yeah, well, I believe so. I think they're both free agents at the end of the year, and the question is, who do you keep? And honestly, I think Ben Simmons is the odd man out. That could be somebody the Knicks look at in free agency. If you have Ben Simmons and RJ Barrett in the backcourt, you just improved.
Exactly.
The only thing Ben Simmons has really got to improve on is his free throw shooting because he's like the 25-year-old Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line. Can't hit it for shit.
Shaq can't hit a free throw for his life, man. It's a free throw.
Shaq in his 1,207 career games only hit 1 3-pointer.
And that's probably when the shot clock was probably expiring.
Probably. But as far as like obviously let's just say what it is now. It's gonna be Nets Bucks. I said it earlier. I'll give the Bucks 2. I'll give them 1 in Brooklyn and I'll give them 1 in Milwaukee. And it goes 6.
I don't know. I think it was 5.
I'll give them that because Milwaukee's got other little pieces around them that aren't known pieces, but they're decent pieces.
But not.
And actually, I think they got Drew Holiday there too.
Yeah, but they're not.
Who isn't bad either. But I'll give them the extra game because of that. Because I think Brooklyn wants the because everybody's putting Brooklyn on cloud 9. All right, even I'm doing it. Okay, I'll admit it. Put it on
I'm
cloud nine. I'm already anointing them.
I'm speaking the truth. They are going to win this motherfucker.
I'm already anointing them NBA champions, and we're going to be going to friggin' Brooklyn and friggin' going to the parade and whatever, right? But
oh yeah, we'll probably be that.
But Brooklyn, see, what Brooklyn has, what other teams don't, is an all-around built team. Because when you take Durant and put him on the bench, and then you have Kyrie with Harden and whoever else, whether it's Blake, Bruce Brown,
it's usually Blake, yeah,
or Jeff Green, they're just as dominant without Durant on the court as opposed to with Durant on the court, and it's vice versa. When you take any of the big three out, they have a well-built bench.
You're damn right.
Even though they're unknowns,
they'll be known.
It's still a decently built bench. That's something the Lakers don't have. That's something that the Hawks unfortunately don't have.
No.
That's something that the Bucks really don't have. And I'm sorry, that's why Brooklyn gets the edge in every playoff series.
Who in the Bucks is going to be able to guard Kevin Durant? No,
Adekopo. It would be Adekopo guarding Durant.
I think Durant still looks
because I'm telling you right now, Brook Lopez can't guard him.
Too slow. No.
Brook Lopez can't even guard Kyrie Irving.
Probably can't even guard fucking Griffin.
Can't guard me. And I'm 39 and out of basketball shape. But whatever.
Whatever though.
And you know, and the Jazz Grizzly series is getting interesting. Even though the Jazz are up 2-1. You would have thought that would have been an easy one for them.
Yep.
But Memphis is keeping up with them. Memphis will be down by like 15 going into the half, and then somehow something happens in the second half. John Morant just starts lighting it up. Brooks starts lighting it up, and all these other guys just step up. And all of a sudden, it's, you know, even though they lost by 10 in Game 3, but still they're
still in it.
They're still in it, and if they were able to really pull off, that would be the biggest upset in the NBA playoffs right now.
Oh man, yeah. I know.
If Memphis could take out the number 1 seed, you've changed the whole scope of how this NBA playoff season would have gone. And if the Suns could beat the Lakers in 6, that kind of changes it too.
Well, then that'd be the Suns
and
versus.
Not only that, these younger players, like Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, you know, Ayton, all these younger guys are proving now that they're the faces of the NBA. That LeBron, you're just an afterthought now.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
And sooner or later, Durant's going to be an afterthought, and you're not going to be the most talked about guy in the league. Now it's going to be Devin Booker. Now it's going to be Dame Lillard already is, and it's going to be Jokic and Jokic, who, in my opinion, should be the NBA MVP. And if they give it to Embiid, or if they give it to if they give it to Steph Curry, they're only giving it to Curry because he shoots threes from the moon.
I don't think Steph Curry deserves the MVP.
No,
I'm
not. Listen again. Nobody's saying that Steph Curry's not an MVP type player, but when you look at the stats, Jokic is top 5 in everything, Embiid is top 5 in everything, and not only that, Jokic played every game. He didn't miss a single game. How do you not give it to him? That's what gives him the edge over the other two. And just like with head coach of the year, how do you not give it to both Tom Thibodeau and Monty Williams? They both took teams that weren't expected to do anything and got them into the playoffs.
Fucking embarrassing.
And then rookie of the year, I'm sorry, it's Anthony Edwards. It's not LaMelo Ball, and because what hurts LaMelo Ball is that he was hurt for half the season.
LaMelo Ball, man, why? Is he a good passer?
No, well, he's got the stats to go with it too.
Yeah,
but if he didn't get hurt, I think you have co-rookie of the years.
Yeah, and no, he's not as good as Jay Will. Sorry.
Regardless.
Passing wise, nah, not that.
And now, his brother's going to be a free agent too, who's on the Knicks radar, and some Knicks fans want no part of him. But I don't see how you don't want a part of Lonzo Ball.
His dad, I can't stand his dad.
Well, I think his dad is kind of not. His dad really hasn't been so chirpy.
Yeah, I know.
I think he finally realized he just needs to shut up and just stay in. Because he came out stay in his house in Chino Hills and shut up.
He came out and say like, "Yo, if anybody could be better than Michael Jordan, why can't it be any one of y'all three?" No, motherfucker. None of them three can be better than Michael.
And what's funny is how, like in high school, LiAngelo, the middle brother, was the better scorer of the three.
But now,
But
what?
he's probably flipping burgers at In-N-Out.
Exactly.
And Lonzo had a trash shot, but he improved his shot, and that's what makes him now an all-around better player, which is now putting him on that free agent radar with certain teams because he could pass and he could score and he could somewhat play defense. So if you're a Knicks fan, you may want the Knicks to go after, and you don't have to pay him a lot of money.
We got to do something this year.
We
do need that extra piece.
And then speaking of that, so when we were done with the audio part and we went inside, turned on the Yankee game, and then decided to do a video, on Twitter I seen how the Steelers are interested in Leighton Vander Esch from the Cowboys at linebacker. And all it's going to take is a mid-round draft pick to get it done.
Get it done. I would.
I'd take him, but he's got to stay healthy if we do it. And I think he can stay healthy because you don't have to start him all the time.
Exactly.
And it's somewhere where we need that depth.
And experience.
And he's got the experience. And guess what? I think he played at Notre Dame. It's a no-brainer.
You love Notre Dame.
Get him! I'll take him. You know what? I'll take the chance on Vander Esch. I'll take Vander Esch in black and gold. Jerry Jones, get it done. You got me sold. Colbert, get it done, bitch.
Jerry Jones.
You know what? I'll tweet at Kevin Colbert. I think he's on. I'll tweet at him. I'll tell him to get it done. You owe me a favor since.
Oh, what about this Julio Jones situation? Where
Julio Jones now, Seattle's in the mix. And that it gives Russell Wilson another weapon.
But I don't. Yeah.
But it doesn't put them over the top because teams have figured out how to contain them.
Pressure.
Yeah. Russell Wilson kind of folds under pressure.
Arizona
would
Green
be
Bay.
Arizona.
LaFleur.
Well, Green Bay's not going to do it, even though Green Bay's got the capital to do it.
They should.
They're not going to do it because I think they're honestly going to move Aaron Rodgers. I honestly think they're going to do it because they're saying Jordan Love is looking more in OTAs. He's looking more comfortable at becoming the starter now.
He'll never.
And yeah, okay, that's all well and good that you look comfortable in
practice
in practice where it's not full contact.
So Dwayne Haskins.
And it's not in a full. It's not a full speed game.
When you got 22 people out there.
When Jordan Love goes out there and does what Roethlisberger did when he took over for Tommy Maddox.
Then I'll be
not Tommy Maddox, Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah, I'll be like,
okay?
damn.
Well, was it Maddox? I always forget. I really don't care. When Jordan Love could do things like that, or when Aaron Rodgers took over for Brett Favre, when you could replicate those right out of the gate, you could replicate that. Okay, then Jordan Love could be talked about as being the replacement to Rodgers. Because just like in Pittsburgh, where we don't have an heir apparent to Roethlisberger as of yet, and probably never will until like year 17 of whoever replaces him.
Well, you guys eventually going to have to trade up, man.
Well, that's what they're saying may happen in this year's draft, where because the Steelers will have... regardless who we trade up with.
You're gonna have a high draft pick, bro.
Well, yeah, because the Steelers aren't going to tank.
No.
That's for one. And not only that, can we stop with the 2022 mock drafts when we haven't even gotten to the 2021 NFL season yet or the college football season? Please, for the life of me, stop with your mock drafts too early.
Don't fucking mock.
Stop with it.
Half of them made no goddamn sense, anyways. The one mock.
You're talking about guys who are projected to be number one quarterbacks in college football.
Freshmen and shit.
Okay? Stop. Wait till like week 5 of college football. Then maybe we could discuss it. Wait till the end of the NFL season when all the draft picks are aligned and we know who's drafting where. And then we could see where they're going to go and what possible trade-ups can happen. Till then, shut up.
I can't wait till next draft.
I can't. I just listen. Mock drafts are all fun and all because it gives everybody a chance to be a GM and what they would do. But some years in your mock drafts, you're really stupid because like somebody had like Trevor Lawrence falling all the way to the Steelers at 24, and. No, enough with it. Enough.
And Penei Sewell was like 31.
You know, and it's like, oh yeah.
Kyle Pitts was 30. Was like 32.
Oh yeah. Kyle Pitts was getting drafted. Kyle Pitts was getting drafted as the Mr. Irrelevant pick. Like
the fuck?
Like, It's like you guys.
San Francisco traded up the number 3 spot.
You know what it is? These people
opponent.
do their mock drafts like the same people who live in their mom's basements and watch wrestling, and they follow all the dirt sheets and believe everything they read. Like how, The Rock's gonna unretire, but he's gonna go to All Elite Wrestling and he's gonna wrestle Chris Jericho. The fuck he is. The Rock's really gonna go back to professional wrestling to risk getting hurt. Or is he going to go and do movies that are making him millions upon millions of dollars for The Rock, The Rock's family, and to entertain The Rock's fans?
Exactly.
Okay? No, especially when he's got his tequila brand out there that's making millions, and he's got his his workout drink now, which I still got to find, Zoa, which I heard is friggin' amazing. Yeah. The Rock's come out of retirement. He's going to risk all that to wrestle Chris Jericho, whose friggin' chest is more far apart than a friggin' mushroom haircut. No, it's not going to happen. The Rock's not coming out of retirement. That's like people saying Stone Cold Steve Austin should come out of retirement and wrestle. That shit ain't going to happen either, bro. No. Enough. Friggin' just like the Steelers were never getting Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, or friggin' Mac Jones, or Kyle Trask. Okay, it wasn't going to happen. We weren't going to trade up to get any of them.
Well, Kyle Trask didn't have to trade up. Yeah, I don't think he got drafted about 3rd or 4th round.
If Najee Harris was off the board by that time, and if Travis Etienne was off the board at that time, and Trask was sitting there, and we took him,
you can't be mad.
I don't think my reaction, I probably would have been confused, but I'd have to kind of, I guess, grasp it. Because I would kind of just be like, I guess it'll pan out. I don't know. See, like a lot of people sitting there again, and we said it last week. A lot of people saying, Najee needs to realize this isn't Alabama. This is the NFL now. You don't have an All-Pro offensive line to protect you. You have future All-Pro offensive linemen protecting you, in Kevin Dotson being one of them. Kevin Dotson. If you thought Kevin Dotson was a beast last year, he's only going to improve again. And Alex Highsmith on the defensive side of it, he even said it. He said when he was hearing how the Steelers are going to take an edge rusher with that first pick, it only motivated him that much more. So what you saw in year 1 of Alex Highsmith to year 2 are going to be entirely different, because this is going to be a hungrier, meaner, stronger Alex Highsmith. And I'm telling you right now, Alex Highsmith is going to replace Bud Dupree. I'm not saying it happens after this year, but over the course of the next 2-3 years, people are going to be like, Bud who? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be all about Alex Highsmith.
Well, Bud's probably going to tear his ACL again.
Well, who knows? In Tennessee, he could go and become a Hall of Fame edge rusher. Nobody knows. He could.
He probably could.
He very well could, but, But again, even in that, like with NFL free agency and people, because now the salary cap in 2022 is going to be $208.2 million, which kind of benefits us in a way, because now we don't have to play this whole like restructure and do voidables and this, that, and the third, because we're going to have all those voidable years. All that money will be on. We'll have all that money that we can re-sign T.J. Watt with ease and re-sign Juju. Even though some people are thinking Juju's going to leave.
No.
Listen, like I said last week, and people are like, why is Juju taking shots at James Harrison? It's not taking a shot at him. It's comparing the two situations. How if he left, he would have been compared to James Harrison when he left. Not only the first time, but the second time. Yep. Okay, and when building a brand, you kind of want to build it at one place, and he's already built it in Pittsburgh, which will lead me to believe that Juju will re-sign with Pittsburgh on a 3-4 year deal at the max that he could possibly get.
Watt is going to get a nice
Watt's going to get
bro.
5 and I would say $160 million. Is I think what TJ Watt's going to get. It was projected at 5 and 140, but with the season I think he's going to have, where he's going to have more than 14.5 sacks, and
he's not going to break it up.
And he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, because if he replicates last year's numbers and bolsters some of them up even higher, like the sack record and everything, and he still doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, and you want to give it to Myles Garrett because he gets double teamed, well, guess what? TJ Watt gets friggin' 16 teamed. Because the whole friggin' offensive line is choking him, and he's still barreling through people. Aaron Donald, listen, and again, Aaron Donald is a beast at his position.
He is.
Okay? He is one jacked, ripped fucking guy. But he was not Defensive Player of the Year. Just because he gets double covered? Really? That's your reasoning. That's your reasoning. Okay. Okay. That is your reasoning. So, explain to me.
Chokehold.
So explain to me then, your reasoning is as stupid as people thinking Cleveland's winning the Super Bowl this year. Your reasoning is as stupid as people thinking Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the AFC North. Let me think. No and fuck no. Because Lamar Jackson
is a running back.
Lamar Jackson will never be, and you could all hate on me for saying this, so we're going to go through this again. Okay? Here is your tier. Okay? Obviously the top. Then you have your mid-level, and then you're going to have your shit. Okay? And for you Browns fans that watch, because on Good Pod, somebody actually commented, because I always share the episodes on there. So one guy goes, Steeler fan, I'm a Browns fan. I was like, listen, we all got teams we got to root for.
Hey.
I said, but this is where I'll give Baker Mayfield about a scotch of credit here. Okay, ready? So obviously Ben is always going to be at the top of the AFC North, no matter who comes in after.
Then I would say Joe Burrow.
Okay? Then you got to have Baker, Joe Burrow.
Evenly.
Okay? On the same tier, mid-level.
And then you got
mid-level, and then you got little Lamar.
Overthrowing people.
Okay? And for everybody saying that the Ravens should go get Julio Jones, because that's another team factoring in this, a lot of people at Baltimore not making the playoffs. So that's a team, if I'm Julio Jones, I don't go to. I don't go. Arizona, Green Bay, San Francisco, Vegas.
Vegas.
Or even, I'm going to say this, either one of the New York teams. He's not going to come to Pittsburgh because we're not going to trade a first-round draft pick for him. And if the Steelers do, in fact, trade a first-round draft pick to get Julio Jones, that's telling you that they expect Roethlisberger to stay another year. And I'm telling you, I'm not buying another one final ride shirt. There can only be one final ride. This has got to be it. This has got to be it.
If there is, you will buy a final ride shirt.
Yeah, I probably will because I'm a freaking schmuck for it.
But yo, if they did get Julio Jones, man.
If they got Julio Jones, just you can't double cover anybody.
You got him and Claypool.
You're going to double cover Juju, Claypool, Julio, Washington.
Somebody's going to be open.
Deontay.
Then you got Najee.
And Najee out of the backfield.
You got a 6'1", 2 something running back.
Number 7 for 7 is coming.
That's like fucking Brandon Jacobs, man, battling through motherfuckers.
Well, speaking of Brandon Jacobs, he came out because now, everybody wants to come out of retirement.
I heard.
Brandon Jacobs wants to come out and play defensive end.
Because he wants to hit a quarterback.
Because he wants to hit a quarterback.
Probably perfectly Tom Brady.
You know what?
And we do.
No, what you should do is Brandon Jacobs could probably protect Daniel Jones' blind side better than Andrew Thomas can.
You're fucking totally right. Probably could.
And I'm tired of all these people. Oh, look at Tim Tebow. He's ripped. He's jacked. That's great. Guess what? I could take a picture of my bicep at a certain angle and I look like Schwarzenegger too.
Yeah, I'll just do 20 push-ups real quick and take a picture. I'm good. Come on.
Like, it doesn't matter if he's in football shape. It's what's going to happen in a real live game.
At a position he's never played before.
Episode then and there. Okay, and again, if this happens and he makes the 53-man roster, and week 1 Trevor Lawrence throws a touchdown to Tim Tebow, we all know what's going to happen. ESPN is going to have they're going to have a 30 for 30 special on the Immaculate TD. They'll call it the Immaculate TD, and it's going to be a 30 for 30 special and talked about on every episode of SportsCenter that gets re-aired 455 times before they shoot a new episode of SportsCenter. We don't need it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. So ESPN, please don't do it. Please don't.
Or it could go the other way where Trevor Lawrence throws it past him in the end zone and he completely drops it.
Yeah, you're going to do a 30 for 30 on that one?
I like that.
The impossible catch?
No, the possible catch that got dropped.
But what they're also saying, too, in Jacksonville is that they are probably going to utilize Tebow as Taysom Hill.
That wouldn't be bad.
I again think that this is all just stupid.
I haven't seen him throw a football lately in the past 10 years, but whatever.
Well, it'll probably be the same as the one I saw in a video where it just wobbles in the air like this and goes 10 feet and then just goes to die. And now he's wearing 85 to honor Aaron Hernandez.
To honor him?
That's what I heard. You want to honor a guy who killed somebody who had who had the fame, the fortune, everything, but still couldn't escape the gangbanger life.
He was just about to get that fucking deal from the Patriots, bro.
Yeah.
Right there. Yo, the Patriots had, and we still beat them 2007 with that motherfucker.
But
Aaron Hernandez.
it's, and then you got this, and then you got the Yankee struggles. And listen,
This is not. I don't even call it a struggle anymore. I don't know what the fuck to call
it's,
it.
you know, now we're down Kluber, and I have a feeling because it's the same shoulder injury he had in Texas, and I have a feeling I have a feeling he's going to be shut down the whole year. Next week, Sevy starts his build up to come back.
The bats are not waking up. We suck. They just fucking.
LeMahieu's not hitting the way he should. Judge isn't hitting the way he should. Sanchez isn't hitting with the power he should.
Stanton's striking out every other fucking at bat.
Stanton just gets off the IL and right back to doing nothing.
8 strikeouts out of 10 at bats.
And Gleyber overthrew LeMahieu earlier at first base.
How the?
So we said it earlier in the audio, so I'm going to say it again.
He's not.
Trevor Story wants to get traded. Brian Cashman, get the deal done. Get Trevor Story in here and put Gleyber at second and LeMahieu at first.
Yep, and then
there we go. I figured it out. It took me less than a minute.
What? 10 seconds.
Okay, it took me less than a minute to figure out how you get Trevor Story and how you realign the infield.
Because Gleyber is not a shortstop, bro. He cannot play that position.
No, he's not.
For his fucking
and
life of him, bro.
If they don't go and get Trevor Story, this is pretty much telling you that Boone and Cashman are content with the bullshit that's going on. And I don't get how you are. And Aaron Boone, you can come out after every game and say, yeah, we got to improve on this and improve on that. But they're not
saying it
doing
over and over again. Like,
I mean, don't tell me that. Don't speak it. Prove it.
Yeah, don't blow smoke on my damn ass, man.
Because you got Aaron Boone. You're the manager of this team. And this team is built to win now. And us as a fan base are expecting results that we're not getting.
You're damn right.
So somebody posted on Facebook earlier, is it fair to criticize the Yankees?
You're damn right.
I think it was fair last year. And it's definitely fair this year.
I'm criticizing them right now.
And everybody tells me all the time how I'm afraid to bash my teams or give other teams credit. Well, obviously, A, you don't listen or you don't watch. So if I were you, here's a piece of advice. You're not working today? Go watch. Go listen and hear how many times I bashed the Steelers play calling, how many times I bashed Randy Fichtner, how many times I bashed Roethlisberger in a bad spot, how many times I bashed the Yankees, how many times I bashed the Rangers, how many times I bashed this, bashed that, and give the Mets credit, the Islanders credit, the Knicks credit. I won't give Baltimore, the Bengals, or the Bank. I won't give those three jerk-offs any credit.
Until credit's due.
Okay? Until Lamar proves me wrong, you ain't getting any ounce of credit from me.
He's gonna overthrow Rashad
Never
Bateman
ever.
First.
Wait, hold on 1 minute. Here comes a football. Oh, is that Lamar's from the Super Bowl? Hold on.
Shit.
Caught it. Okay. And speaking of that, and I love it because the other day at work, because I have my my Steelers Thanksgiving mug by my computer that holds all my pens in. So this guy comes in and he's looking. And then he starts doing this with his jacket, like he's wearing a zipper. And all of a sudden, he's got a Raven jersey on. He's got a Raven jersey on, right?
There we go.
So I look and I go, dude, you all right? I go, yo, you got like chicken pox? Something? Stand the hell over there. So pulls it down and he goes, nah, I'm a Ravens fan. And I go, yeah, and? He goes, well, you know Lamar's better than Ben. And I go,
hey, really? You said that?
So I go into my phone. Right? Because at work they friggin' have everything blocked. I don't know why. That's friggin' stupid. But yet I could watch friggin' South Beach Toe on YouTube all day. So I friggin' so I show him the thing of their at the age of 23, and he goes, yeah, and I go, Lamar will never do any of this. Lamar will never touch any of Ben's accolades, and that's what it's going to be. But as it winds down, though.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to watching the abysmal Yankees and then all the NBA playoff games. Plus, I got to order myself some tropical smoothie, maybe before it rains, do my little workout on the deck.
I thought you ordered that shit.
No, I thought it went through. It didn't. But whatever. So, till the next one, stay safe, mask up. You guys already know where all the audio is and videos.
If you're going to the games, man.
Yeah, don't be a jerk off.
Exactly. Enjoy it.
Enjoy the game. Don't be an asshole.
Don't drink too much.
Yeah. All right, mask up, stay safe, and as always,
Peace.
peace.